going on, guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a look at WWE Mattel Elite Series 114. We have Jey Uso, Jey Uso, as well as Bron Breakker. If you are interested in grabbing any of these figures, they are now available and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. When you guys shop, use promo code FORLIFE to save 10% off your order. How crazy is it? Elite 113 is not in stock yet. I think they may have them now. I just did see recently that Ringside posted a video of Elite 113 CM Punk now in stock. But it's crazy that Elite 114 shipped before the full set of Elite 113. We did review Tiffany Stratton from that set on the channel if you guys missed it. But we have the full set. We're only going to review half of them here today. And it's just kind of crazy how sometimes distribution works, even when it's from Ringside Collectibles. Crazy end to the year. A lot of great reviews coming. We finally have a set of the Usos in their singles run here. We have Jimmy with his kind of We the One shirt, but I believe he's got a new hairdo. I don't know if he's got the braids in there. It'll be interesting to see. He does have the interchangeable hairpiece as well as the bandana that goes over his mask. We finally get a Yeet Jey Uso. There is that Top Picks figure that has been hitting stores. I have not seen it at my local Walmarts yet. I know that's where it's kind of hitting now, but you know what? Now that we have this version, I don't know if I need that for my collection. We have, totally forgot it. Wanted to mention. Both these Usos, first time we're getting double chases in the Elite Wave. So there is a Jimmy in the red outfit. We have the standard here in the black. And this Jey Uso, the standard is more the black kind of look. I really like the look of the chase that has the kind of like blue pants with a black outline. So just wanted to point that out for you guys. So these do look great. And then Bron Breakker, you know, he's having a tremendous run as the Intercontinental Champion, as well as these two feuding. So they do look great in the packaging. Your standard box for 2024. You can see the nameplates here, as well as Series 114. Flipping them over to the side, you will see the images of each wrestler. On the other side, you will see the nameplates. On the back, my favorite part, the larger images, the read-up, and the other figures from the set. So if you guys want to pause and take a look at the read-up, you can do so here for Bron Breakker. If you are curious to see that for Jey Uso, you can pause right here. And for Jey Uso as well, the little read-up here on the back of the box. Enough chatting. I'm very excited to get these figures out of the box and see what they're all about. Starting us off, we're taking at Bron Breakker out of the packaging. So accessory-wise, you will get a set of the mic open holding hands with the black hand tape on there. You'll see the pegs are actually molded in black, so that is really nicely done. He does come with the fisted hands on the figure, as well as this entrance. I don't know what you want to call it. Looks like a wolf. You can see how it kind of fits over his head. Personally, I will not be displaying him with this. I get he wore this, I think it was during an NXT match, but you can see how that wolf kind of goes over his head. Let's take a quick zoom in here with this entrance piece. You can see red eyes there with the teeth, the kind of molded plastic. It is pretty pliable. It's not super hard, so you can definitely get this over the figure pretty easily, but looks pretty good. Personally, not for me. I feel like I like the kind of current day look of Bron Breakker, and I feel like this is not exactly what he's wearing right now, but the black kind of badass gear. He's coming out with a leather jacket. Start off with the head. That freaking head sculpt looks phenomenal. I believe it is the same as his prior Elite figure, but he does have the full beard on here now. Got the pissed off, mean mugged look. I really do like the look of that. You can see the fade here in the hair. Painted torso, you'll see kind of a gappage. I'm not a fan of the painted torso. You can even see some sloppy paint applications here on the front of my singlet, but you can see how the hair is faded around in the back. Looks really nice. And the rest of the singlet is pretty much plain black. He does have that same wolf or dog, whatever you want to call it, here on the front. You can see his actual singlet also has dog here with the red. So nice, sleek, and clean. He does have his tattoo on his arm. They are the double-jointed pinless arms, of course. You will see the black knee pads and the brand new boot mold that we are seeing with the new ankle articulation. You will see Bron Breakker here on the side of his boots. Looks pretty good. Let's run through some quick articulation for this figure. So the head will fully rotate. I always hate moving these heads because I feel like it rubs against the painted torsos. The arm goes fully around. It does hinge in and out. There is a bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows. The hands do rotate and hinge as well. Head looks down about that much. Looks good. A lot more up than you'd expect. There is the ab crunch here for your standard Elite. The waist is a little tight on mine, but not awful. Here's the problem we've always been running into with legs. Let's see. How are the legs on him? A little stiff, but not as stiff as what we've seen before. It's just really this one leg, so maybe that just needs to be worked in a little bit. But does do the splits pretty decently compared to the issues we've been having. There is a thigh cut here as well. The leg kicks up about that much, so no issues there. He does have the pinless legs, and they are a little stiff bending. There is a boot cut here, as well as this new ankle articulation where it does hinge up and down, and also rock side to side. This one seems to be a little loose. The legs on this one, same thing. The legs are pretty tight on the double jointed knees. He's your current Intercontinental Champion, so if you guys are curious to see what he looked like with the championship belt, there's a quick shot for you guys. That looks pretty sweet. For your Bron Breakker comparison, so we have his first Elite here in Elite Series 104. He was the chase in that set. The pink here is the standard attire. I can't really tell if the head sculpt is different. Obviously, it's a different beard. I'm going to say it is slightly different. One thing you're going to notice, the skin tone, he's a lot tanner on his original figure. You'll even see the paint applications on his tattoo looks to be somewhat in a different spot. But the rest of the figure, I think, is about the same height-wise. The new one is a tad taller. I'm wondering if that's due to the new ankle articulation on the boots. Again, you'll see how much more of a gap there was with the older articulation. This one's actually a pretty good one, not crazy. But I really do like the look of the new boots. I think maybe that's adding just a little bit, but it's really not a big deal as far as height-wise. But the one thing I want to point out as far as the difference, he's definitely got a different skin tone. I would have preferred him to be a little tanner because he's got a pretty badass gray tan. But this new figure in the black looks really sleek, and again, like I said, close to his current day look as you can get right now. Another quick comparison for you guys. So we have the Elite Rick Steiner here, his father, as well as his uncle Scott Steiner. I cannot wait to get more Steiner brother figures. Those Ultimates are right around the corner, but they do pair really nice with his brand new Elite 114 Bron Breakker. I'm really excited for this one. There's a lot of new stuff with this figure, but let's get to the accessories before we dive into it. So you will get 2 sets of pointing fingers, of course, for him to do We the Ones. You also do get a set of the mic open holding hands with the other one on the figure. Additionally, we have seen in the past with Jimmy Uso figures, you do get a separate hairpiece, which you can port in and out of that head, which we will get into. He also does have this bandana that goes over his face, and I haven't had too much time to play with it, but it doesn't really function as great as I would have expected to. I don't know if it's supposed to go above. Maybe that's the look you're supposed to go for, but even then that looks a little weird. So this bandana kind of just clasps over, if you guys can't see that here in the back. I guess it's supposed to just slide right under. I don't know, man. Is it supposed to not cover his nose? I feel like it's supposed to, right? Something to that nature, but it just doesn't sit the greatest, to be honest. I mean, maybe I have to mess around with it more, but just at first glance, it doesn't sit the best. But again, pretty close to his kind of look now. Maybe just a slightly different shirt for Jimmy Uso since he just came back. And what great timing, right? He just came back. This figure is being released. I'm sure will be a hot seller. So you do get 2 different hair pieces here. You will get the braided hair, which he's been rocking a lot more frequently as of late, versus the other hair piece. It does just kind of pop off right here. You can see that ugly hair or head in the back. That is the hair piece, and you can slide on the kind of longer hair, which I believe we did see with his Elite 107, 106 figure. But that's how that head looks, or that hair piece. Personally, no questions asked, I'm going to be displaying the braided look. That looks freaking sick. I absolutely love how that came out. I think the braids could have been maybe a little longer in the back, but he does have the We the One shirt. I will say this shirt looks extremely baggy on him. I don't know what it is, but these shirts were notorious for being snug, so maybe they gave us a little extra slack to get it on off the shirt. It is not the stretchy material. There is no Velcro on the back, and honestly, I don't really want to take this off. I may try for review's sake, but you can see the great likeness to the head, and of course all the tattoos on here. You can see his arm sleeve here looks really good. There's more tats under here. I guess I'm gonna have to take the shirt off. Let's see if I could do this on camera without breaking a sweat, because I will say sometimes it is hard and there's a lot of pressure to get this done right when you're filming. But let's actually see how easy or hard it is to get the shirt. I'm always worried I'm gonna rip it. I think that's my biggest fear, so that's why I'm hesitant to do it. But let's go ahead, we'll get it off, and that'll probably be the only time I ever take this off. So this is the problem with the Elites, right? With Ultimates, you can just slide it right off. Dudes, I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna come back. All right, sorry about that. I survived. The shirt made it. No problems getting it off. I just kind of need 2 hands and a little patience. So my trick is I put the hands up, pop the head off, and I just slowly shimmy it off, and it came out pretty easily. But let's get back into it. Now we can get a look at all this great tattoo detailing here. You can see the Usos are always getting tat, so I don't know if this is the most up-to-date. You guys would know better than I would, but you can see all the detailing on his chest. Again, his arm, his full sleeve, absolutely love it. The great Samoan tattoo detailing here. You can see it on the back here, continuing on. Looks really good. Again, look at the other arm while we have the shirt off, and you can take a look here. So one thing I will say is Jimmy's a little thicker, especially now, than Jey. I'm pretty sure they probably use the same torso. I kind of want them to like maybe use something a little thicker. Just maybe a next level up would be kind of nice, or maybe just even a unique torso mold, because the Usos are just such main event guys right now. You will see these pants. I believe this is a new mold. Maybe it's with the lower legs, which we will get to, but it is your standard kind of like crotch piece for the Usos. I will say the look to it is not aesthetically pleasing. It just looks like there's a little bit more of a gap than I want. Like these legs are too thick for this smaller crotch piece. I mean, look at the size of the legs compared to that waist. It's just a little thicker, but the actual pants look great. You can see all the wrinkles sculpted into here. They are pinless legs. You can see the pockets here on the side. And this is where the new features will come in. We'll run to articulation, but since we're here, there is a pivot here on the bottom. And these are new molds here with the new shoes. I believe this is what the new CM Punk will have as well, but you get the toe articulation even added to, but there is a slight boot cut here all the way down at the bottom, but plain black joggers, and these look way more aesthetically pleasing than what we have been seeing with the Usos. I feel like a lot of those Elite Usos had really loose toes. I know my Elite 106 did, and they did not stand on my shelf, and I'll be honest, I no longer have them in my collection. They just kept falling over, even with the stand. It was just so annoying. But let's get into the articulation here. The head will fully rotate. The arm goes around. I always forget to do this. Head goes down about that much. Head goes up. Pretty good, actually, on this figure. Let's go back to the arm. It does go around. Does hinge in and out. Again, you get the bicep cut. The double jointed pinless elbows. So far, no complaints here. The wrist do rotate and hinge. Again, the arms move pretty nice, buttery smooth. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be stiff getting them out of the box. But there's the ab crunch. No issues there. Waist swivel. The legs splits perfect here. Nice and smooth here. Kicks up about that much. There seems to get a little blocked here. Again, I think it's just those legs are just too big for that crotch piece. There is a thigh cut. You do have the double jointed pinless legs, which actually move pretty good. Maybe a little tight at the upper part of the knee, but not awful. Again, you get this little articulation here, which the boot can go all the way around. They hinge really nice here. Look how nice and aesthetically pleasing that looks, man. Does go up pretty good. You do get the toe articulation. It does rock side to side. Very impressed with this figure. Lots of new parts added to it. Just a solid figure. For some quick Jimmy Uso comparisons, the only figure I honestly have in my collection is the Ultimate Edition of Ringside Collectibles Bloodline Jimmy Uso. I did swap out the head from the Elite 106 on this figure. You can see how they stack up here. Obviously, the Elite is shorter. You can see the shirt here is similar to what we got with this brand new one. But if you guys wanted to actually swap the head here on one of these Ultimates, we will port these out. Man, the hair piece just popped off of the old one, but we will get this head on here and kind of give you an idea if you guys wanted to go this route and convert it to an Ultimate, because I think you probably could by just swapping out the legs. But if you guys wanted to see what that head looked like on this Ultimate Edition figure, looks pretty good. And like I said, you might be able to just pop these legs off and include them in here. Of course, there's a little bit of the gloss finish to it. This is a great Ultimate figure, but definitely doable. And this head actually just looks pretty good if you guys want to use it as a standalone. One more comparison, we have Jimmy Uso with the OTC himself. We have the Ultimate Edition Roman Reigns with the head swap from the Elite 110. One thing to point out, I don't know if the bandana is supposed to be around his neck. That seems to fit a little better, but if you guys want to put it around his face, it still kind of looks a little funky. Maybe you guys have some solutions that I'm missing. Comment down below and let me know. Yo, this figure is so freaking clean. Let's get right into it. So accessory-wise, you will get a set of the mic open holding hands. You will see the finger tape on one of the hands. He does come with the open hands for him to do his wave to the crowd, which looks freaking awesome. And, you know, like I said, that Top Picks figure came out, and I kind of want to add it to my collection, thinking that 114 was a while away. I said, all right, I can get the Top Picks figure, which is pretty much Elite 106, kind of just repainted in the Yeet gear. But this is way superior. If you guys were planning to only get one, I would think this is the one to go with. Let's get a close-up. I believe this is a new head sculpt. The Top Picks figure does come with the same head as the Elite 106. That looked really bad and cartoony. To me, this looks pretty spot on. I will say the paint application on the beard looks a little shiny, which I don't really like, but the rest of the head looks awesome. Do love the gritting teeth look. You will see the hair here with a mullet. Looks really nicely done here. No paint on the back, of course. Does have the Yeet shirt here. Unlike Jimmy, this is a Velcro shirt, which fits a little nicer. The material feels a little different. This is a little, I don't know, it just feels more like a real t-shirt to me, and not just like that kind of shiny t-shirt design that we usually get with Mattel. Something seems a little different about it, but you will see it does Velcro on in the back here. You will be able to remove your Yeet shirt. Again, like I said, really nicely done. Love the colors on it. Now we can get a look at all his tattoos, man. You will see you got the palm trees on here. Like I said, the Usos are always getting new tats, and it's just hard to keep track of. You'll see the full sleeve here. Same on the inner arm. Taking a look at the back, he's got the full back tattoo. Only on the shoulder in this part. He does have the armband, so that saves them some cost here. Does have Yeet down here. Again, you can see the finger tape on the hand as well. He looks to be similar to what we got with the Ultimate as far as the way the legs are. They are not as wide as Jimmy's. He does wear a little bit of different attire. You will see the Yeet on the front. Again, mainly in the black. The ones with the blue, the chase looks really good. I feel like I'm going to have to add that to my collection. This looks pretty awesome, but the blue just pops so much. Looks really nice. You see on the inner part of the thighs too. You can see the knees. Again, very similar to the Ultimate Edition. Where you're going to notice the major difference is the articulation here. Just like Jimmy, he does have that lower kind of like articulation similar to a boot. But let's take a look at the back of the attire. You can see the pockets painted in blue. It's got the little palm tree. This figure is just so nice, man. Let's do it. Let's run the articulation. Head will fully rotate. He looks up okay. Looks down okay. Something like I've said in my other videos I would love to see Mattel improve on. The hands do hinge out. They do go fully around. You do have the bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. Hands do rotate and hinge. Good ab crunch here. Good waist swivel of the legs. No problem to see how they are going back. No issues. That is nice to know. Leg kicks up about that much. And again, I don't think the crotch piece, maybe it is. Maybe these thighs are a little bigger. I will say be careful kicking up because he does. I feel like I scratched it just a little bit there. You can get a quick close-up. Be careful with those knees going up, man. I feel like it could scrape the paint on the actual pan, so be careful. But they do have a thigh cut. You do have the double jointed pinless legs, which actually articulate really nice here, nice and smooth. You do have that little boot rotation here. They do hinge really nicely. Toe articulation, just like Jimmy, they also do hinge out. Articulation, no problem on pretty much most of my Elite 114 figures that we've gone through, but let's run through some comparisons. For your Jey Uso comparison, so on the outsides, we do have two different attires for the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Ultimate Edition Bloodline Usos. One just has a shirt and a different head on. Again, you can see how these heads look a lot cartoonier than this brand new one. We have the most recent Ultimate Edition here. You can see more of his kind of singles run here. This is when he fought Roman Reigns with the real Tribal Chief shirt. Obviously, the Ultimates are a lot taller, but this brand new Elite 114 just looks so clean next to them. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. That helps my channel grow. Allows me to create more great content for you guys. So I do appreciate all you guys who smash that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts down below on these brand new Elite 114 figures. Will you be looking to add them to your collection? Will you be passing? Let me know all of that down below. I want to hear all your thoughts about these figures. And don't forget to turn on those notification bells. Stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my YouTube channel. So my personal take on these three figures, I absolutely love them all. And, you know, they are really great. And the crazy thing is, they're so close to what they're wearing modern day. That's so hard in action figure form. I feel like these figures are planned like a year prior. It's rare that people kind of wear similar gear for that long. I feel like they move on so quickly. By the time you get the figures, they're outdated. But these are pretty spot on, right? They're fun figures. Let's start off with Bron Breakker. I love the attire. It's so sleek and clean just for plain black. I mean, there's nothing even on the back, but I absolutely love it. If there's one complaint on this figure, I'm going to say I don't really care for the skin tone. I like the darker tan on the Elite 104 figure. I wish that would have carried through here. But the rest of the figure is very solid. That entrance gear, I'm probably not going to display him with, but it's definitely a little something of added value. As far as Jimmy Uso goes, man, this figure is fun. My one complaint is going to be how the crotch piece is just a little too small for it, but I love the new articulation on these sneakers. I love the braided hair attached to this head. I feel like I'm still not sold on the swappable hair pieces. It's really the same head that we got with the Elite 106 figure, but you get a new hairpiece. Love the tattoo detail. I will say the shirt is a little baggy, but that's nitpicking here. The bandana, I'm going to assume this is the way it's going to go. It would have been nice maybe we could have got a sculpted head with the face kind of covering them with a bandana and then one without it. But I guess you can go this way if you want to, but it's a very fun figure. And like I said, so close to what he's wearing today. And don't forget, there is a Chase version in the red attire if you guys would prefer that. That's even closer to some of the stuff he's been wearing as of late. And then the Jey Uso figure is just so much fun, man. I threw on the Intercontinental Championship belt, even though he's no longer the champ. Sorry, Bron Breakker does hold that belt, but what a run the Usos have had, especially Jey. This figure is just so fun. It's so clean. Another figure I'm probably going to have to get the Chase version of. I can't recommend these enough. They're so fun. Go ahead and order them now. Get them for the holidays, for your kids or for your collection. I wouldn't wait on these. Like I said, they're a lot of fun. They are now available and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. You guys shop, use promo code 4LIFE to save 10% off your order. Thank you so much for tuning. But before you, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. We do have the second half of Elite 114 coming up, so make sure to stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I'll catch you on the next one.